A.C.A.G.E stands for the Anaheim Community Anti-Graffiti Effort, and it was started because the community saw an increase in graffiti and its negative impacts on the businesses, on neighborhoods, and a sense of safety, and the police department and various departments in the cities and other groups came together to address it. We definitely want to increase our efforts in getting the word out to the community that it's important to address this problem. And we do that through traditional sources like the web, through newsletters, announcements at community meetings, engaging schools, faith-based organizations. So we're definitely very interested in increasing that effort to get the word out. And we know it's important because graffiti is still a problem in our community, and it's not time for us to stop. We need to engage everyone's assistance in addressing this problem, and we need to inform our community about how they can get involved and what they can do.
We've made a lot of progress since 2008 by focusing our efforts in a strategic way toward combating graffiti through A.C.A.G.E. There are several ways anyone can report graffiti. It's 311 on the telephone, you can go to Anaheim.net, you can use Twitter, you can use a smartphone app now, so there's many ways to report graffiti, and the importance of that is we want it to get it documented and eliminated and painted out hopefully within 72 hours. That's our goal. As soon as it's up, we want it documented and removed. Along with that, there's a database called Taggers, and it's a regional database, not just in the city, but the school district's using it, LA County's using it, and so it's a regional database where investigators and school officials can compare notes on what's being tagged in what community, and it just makes it much easier for us to investigate and prosecute these cases. So if a location is hit repeatedly with graffiti, we kind of come up with innovative ways of how we can prevent or eliminate that as a potential target. There's recycled ivy that we've used. It's that synthetic ivy. It looks great, and the graffiti people, you can't see the graffiti on it. You've seen it around, sometimes you see it around freeway overpasses or freeway support structures. There's other landscaping and lighting we can do. We can try to work with homeowners or with business owners, or if it's a city facility, we'll make sure that it's lit and landscaped to hopefully make it less attractive to taggers. The number of people who are interested in getting involved has increased. The number of people who are willing to become block captains in their neighborhoods has increased. People that are willing to host a neighborhood cleanup has increased. What we do is we provide the resources and the how-to, and they see our level of commitment, and that gives them the impetus to step forward and get involved themselves. That's critical with that, because without the community, without the neighborhoods, we really won't be as successful as we possibly can.
So I've been a business owner in this community for over 60 years, and I can tell you that this graffiti problem takes a community-wide effort to solve. A.C.A.G.E has been a wonderful, wonderful solution in these last few years, because finally we have a system that allows the community and the police department to join together and tackle this issue that, if left unattended, can really harm our businesses and neighborhoods. We have dozens of school-age kids painting out the tagging right alongside our service clubs and senior citizens, and that's a great thing.
One of the approaches that we've taken with our youth graffiti prevention is using youth mentors to implement the curriculum. And we have seen a process through our graffiti curriculum where we're teaching hundreds of students every year about their role in preventing graffiti. We train about 25 young people, high school students, every year in this anti-graffiti curriculum. We have them go to the locations where we have youth programs, and they'll work with 4th, 5th, and 6th graders through a 5-week program about learning about graffiti, its negative impacts, and what they can do to prevent it. We're very proud of that, and we think that effort needs to continue and needs to grow.
We have a new partnership now with Anaheim Goals, which is a youth group here in the city, and we're going to send those kids who we've identified early on as these kids need a little more attention, and instead of getting them into the criminal justice system, we divert them into these programs where they learn about community involvement and that there are consequences to their actions. But instead of getting them into the criminal justice system, into the making them criminals, we say no. There's still time here, and there's still an opportunity to get to this child before it becomes a real criminal problem. And also we found there's a lot of enthusiasm with the kids, and there's programs in the city like Anaheim Goals that I mentioned where the kids get involved in cleaning up neighborhoods, cleaning up parks. We found they really enjoy it, and they understand that this has a big impact.
One way to prevent graffiti is to have young people involved in positive activities. So there are activities throughout the city, different nonprofit organizations and groups that get together and offer programs for youth. And that's really the best way to prevent graffiti, is to have positive alternatives for young people. And we do that. So.
We can't do it alone. We really need the community's involvement and support. We want them to report graffiti as soon as they can, so we can get started on the investigation and so we can help them clean up their neighborhood. We really need them, and without them it's going to be much more difficult.
A.C.A.G.E is the best idea yet, but it can't work by itself. Everyone involved must do their part and be held accountable. We need to communicate with one another, and by doing so we will end graffiti in our city. I encourage everyone that sees what A.C.A.G.E is doing to either call in or visit the website, because together we will make a difference.